When Megan Thee Stallion publicly announced the end of her relationship with NBA star Klay Thompson, the internet immediately mobilized. Fans began dissecting her statements regarding his mood swings and his stated inability to remain monogamous. The speed of this collapse points to a structurally unstable dating system that governs high-profile unions, a pattern that repeats across the entertainment and sports landscape. Public figures often navigate romance as a live, interactive soap opera. A relationship becomes a collaborative public relationship effort, utilized to farm public sympathy and manage an image when a breakup occurs. There is a sharp contrast between the performative requirements of sitting courtside for the cameras and the private realities required to maintain a functional bond behind closed doors. We routinely see this power couple archetype, an elite musician paired with a champion athlete, implode predictably, despite the immense combined success and status of both individuals. Predicting these failures requires looking past the individual emotions and toward the specific mechanics of status and choice. To understand these dynamics, we have to look at the two primary currencies of the modern dating market. On one side is status, a measure of fame and wealth. On the other is options, which tracks an individual's access to alternative partners. Klay Thompson's position as an elite athlete grants him a virtually unlimited dating pool, tipping the scale heavily in his favor. Possessing an endless supply of alternatives provides the leverage needed to dictate the terms and boundaries of the arrangement. This leverage dictates a lower threshold for friction. A partner with limitless choices has little reason to accommodate demands or ongoing conflict. On the opposing side of this equation are the permanent liabilities a high-profile partner might bring into the dynamic. When one partner's options outpace the other's status, the traditional expectations of compromise and patience frequently disintegrate. Every public dispute and online allegation creates a digital footprint. In a competitive market, that footprint functions as a permanent, searchable risk assessment for any future partner. Megan Thee Stallion operates a massive public brand. Her dating history is highly documented, characterized by a series of public breakups and online disputes. Releasing diss tracks about ex-partners or issuing public denials forms a clear behavioral pattern that potential suitors evaluate before committing. A major point of conflict in these relationships is the expectation that a partner should passively hold you down through emotional turmoil and friction. But high leverage strips away the incentive to endure that friction. Endless alternatives effectively remove the tolerance for emotional drama. This leads to a rapid market correction. The partner with superior options simply exits the relationship rather than staying to resolve structural issues. Broadcasting the fallout online then acts as a warning sign to future suitors, signaling that the relationship carries a heavy reputational cost. Ultimately, weaponizing a public audience destroys the private trust required to keep a partner who has other choices. If we shift our focus away from the high-stakes celebrity market, we can see why everyday relationships often function under an entirely different set of rules. The data shows an inverse relationship between choice and commitment. While celebrity unions are prone to volatility, everyday relationships derive their stability from the very thing high-status partners lack: a limited supply of immediate alternatives. Without competing public egos and the immediate availability of replacements, couples are forced to prioritize private accountability and work through their conflicts. Extreme wealth and status do not make finding love easier. Instead, they create an environment where connections are fragile and highly disposable. True romantic stability comes from a mutual environment of accountability, where individuals actively choose to solve problems together, because the cost of leaving is higher than